Hi Cancer, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Cancer and Capricorn on Thursdays. Also, I do just want to let you guys know that the deck that I'm using today is called the Kawaii Tarot, and that's Kawii. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, my information is in the description below. So I do just want to tell you guys a little bit about the way I shuffle. Usually I really try to only take cards that jump out of the deck. Sometimes we have some cards that flip over in the deck. However, like I said, I only take cards that jump out of the deck. And usually if they jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back in and continue shuffling. But my main goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. So it looks like we have all 8 cards here. And I do just want to give you guys a quick reminder that in case you enjoy the reading, or if it really resonates with you guys, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But I can already tell you guys that you're going to experience a lot of conflict here, because your overall energy is the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords is a card that talks about conflict and just a lot of petty arguments, to be honest. Whenever I see this card, I know that there is energy of wanting to be right, or taking something too seriously, or just not being a fair sport, right? Unsportsmanship, or taking something that isn't a big deal too seriously, right? Like, this is a card of making a mountain out of a molehill. And I think that for a lot of you guys, you're dealing with people that are like this. You're dealing with a lot of people that are trying to be very conflictive, or just like aggressive or argumentative for no particular reason. And I feel like, unfortunately, you're having to deal with it right now. But it's going to eventually move to a point where it's a lot better than what it is right now. The reason why you're just kind of having to deal with this right now is because we have this Five of Swords as your overall. If I'd seen it like over here, I wouldn't have been quite as worried about it. But it, to me, feels like there's a lot of conflict here. And honestly, there's a lot of sort of dissatisfaction here, because I see the Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups in reverse, and then the Four of Cups. Now, I'll be honest, that's not exactly a pretty combination. So the Ten of Swords is devastation, right? It's sadness. It's feeling betrayed. It's feeling that things aren't going out the way that you expected them to. And honestly, I think that you've been treated very badly by people around you. And then we have the Ten of Cups here in reverse. And the Ten of Cups is a card about emotional fulfillment, right? It's about happiness. It's about being content with what you're receiving. But because it's in the reverse, I know that you guys are experiencing a lot of that dissatisfaction on the emotional level. And I think that you guys have been very complacent with the situation around you for a long time, because I see this Four of Cups in reverse. Now, the Four of Cups in the upright is a card about dissatisfaction, not being happy with where you're at right now, wanting more out of a situation, having an opportunity and not taking it. But because it's in reverse, this tells me that you guys are taking matters into your own hands. You're making things happen, and you're doing it on your own. And I feel like that's a result of these two energies up here, right? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're dealing with toxicity in your connections, because I see this Ace of Cups in reverse. Now, the Ace of Cups is representative of a new beginning, right? I'm thinking about this almost like a renewal of a contract. I think that for a lot of you guys, you may have gotten to a point where you're like, okay, let's see where we're at when we're feeling at this point, right? And now you're getting to that point, and you're really trying to evaluate, like, is this something that I want to continue being in? Like, be it an actual contract, or a connection, or relationship, family connection even. I feel like some of you guys are struggling with family connections, right? But you're no longer playing a passive role. With this Four of Cups in reverse, you guys are taking action. You guys are being, it's very carpe diem energy, right? This is very like very much you're moving forward in a way that's going to be a result of your own actions. And then I see this Nine of Cups, which talks about fulfillment, right? And it's very powerful because we also have the Ten of Cups in reverse here, but then we have this Nine of Cups later on in the reading that tells us that either way, you're going to receive your wish fulfillment. So it feels like even though you maybe are not presently in a way that you would like to be, moving forward, once you take action, once you start to really, grab life by the horns, you're going to start to see a lot more of that happiness and wish fulfillment that you want, because I think that you've kind of put yourself to the side for a lot of reasons. Like I see this High Priestess in reverse, and that tells me that you're not listening to your intuition, right? And whenever you're not listening to your intuition, chances are it's because you're sort of buying into this, well, logically I shouldn't do this, or logically I shouldn't do that, or whatever. And I feel like it's coming up as a result of other people's needs. And the scenario that I'm seeing here is that you in your mind and your intuition know, hey, I need to do X, Y, or Z, but I can't. I need to help out this other person with whatever their problems are. I feel like that's why you have this High Priestess in reverse, is because you've kind of been keeping yourself, you've basically been putting yourself as a second priority. And I see that once you stop putting yourself as a second priority and you give yourself that main priority, like first priority status, once you give yourself that power of being number one, you're going to start to see that things are going to start to clear up for you. Because I see like these past energies that I was talking about, like the Ten of Cups in reverse or the Ten of Swords, I feel like those are energies that are coming as a result of you kind of following or allowing other people to lead you. And I feel like once you get to this point where you're like fed up with dealing with other people and the way that they're treating you unfairly, is when you're going to start to move forward with your own interests, and you're going to see a lot more victory. So do be warned, I see you kind of in this scenario where you're moving forward and everything's great, and then you sort of slip back into the old pattern because you have the Six of Wands in reverse, right? So the Six of Wands is a card all about victory. And the fact that it's in reverse tells me there's like this implied energy of slipping right back into where you were coming from. And then as a result, you're no longer getting the progress that you were getting before. So my advice to you is like definitely be careful what your actions are and what you're doing, because like I'm not telling you not to help people, but I'm telling you to give yourself the love and respect that you deserve. Like don't put yourself second, third, last priority because of other people, right? Don't let other people walk all over you. Don't let other people disrespect you, right? And certainly don't let other people disrespect you, because I'm seeing this Knight of Swords here in reverse, and the Knight carries with it some kind of a message, right? And the Swords element is actually very interesting because it's the air element, and it talks all about mental exchange. So everything that has to do with swords is mental. So it's thoughts, feelings, communications. Feelings not so much, that's more of a cup quality. But either way, it's all about everything that goes up in your head. And I feel like this person is coming forth in a way that's very immature, because the swords tend to be very logical and very smart, but because it's in the reverse, this person is very egotistical. This is the kind of person who will go up to you and say, oh, well, your stance or whatever you're feeling doesn't matter because it's not backed up by facts. And then they pull up some random fact that they got from some website that nobody's ever heard of, and suddenly they're the ones that are the experts, and their opinion is the only one that matters, right? This is the kind of person that I feel you're dealing with right now. And especially since we have this Five of Swords as your overall energy, it feels like this person is very stubborn and unwilling to budge. And I feel like it would be in your best interest to just let this person do whatever they want and not pay attention to them and not take too much advice from them. I feel like this is probably a person that you care about, and that's why they're coming up in the reading. But don't let anyone do this to you. Don't let anyone be in this immature, I'm smarter than you, and that means I'm allowed to hurt your feelings kind of energy. But that was your reading first time around. Cancer, if you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload many videos for Cancer and Capricorn on Thursdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.